Okay, well, I'm going to work on the carburetor main body, the main body of the carburetor. I've got 2 blocks squared up, and I've got the overall height, and then I have 1 inch 110 wide. I'm leaving a little extra so that I can put it on my CNC and build a profile of the bottom and the top, and that's what I'm going to do on the CNC. So basically, I just want to put a little scribe mark on it at 555, and that'll give me the center, so that when I'm setting up the CNC, I can pick up the center of the block, because that's where I'm programming everything from the center. So we'll just carefully, and that should be the center. Basically, I set my caliper 550, and I go from one side, then from the other side. That way I can see my error, and the center is somewhere between the, little two little scribe lines that I put on there. I've been doing it that way for years, and it works out for me anyway. Okay, so we'll get over to the CNC here and set it up. Okay, back up a little bit here. A bit broader picture. Okay, so first thing I want to do is put a stop on here, and if you've never seen a vice stop that I use, it's basically this here I made. It's just a saddle that fits over the back jaw, 2 screws, and put it on there like that, and tighten up the screws in the back, and this one was made like almost 40 years ago, and it served me all these years. I've crashed into it a couple times here and there, but for the most part it still does its job. Sets a stop for the part to butt up against, and that's all that's required. Doesn't have to look pretty, just has to do the job. Alright, I'll wipe this out a little bit. Okay. Plus I want to mark the side that I'm going to put up against the solid jaw, so that when I flip it over, I'm setting the same side against the solid jaw. So I'll just put a little X on that, put an X on the other one. That way I'll load them the same every time. On there. Snug her up. Okay. First thing I want to do is put in a pointer so I can find the center of that block. And what I did was I took 3/8 end mill shank and several of them, and I ground them down to 2 points. I use them instead of grabbing my edge finder. I can quick find the center this way. It's just end mill shank, and went ahead and ground a point on it. So it's concentric to the shank. Put that in there. Bring her down. Okay, looks like I gotta go X minus a little bit. And Y plus. X minus just a little bit here. About 10 thou or so. That looks good. Y looks good. I'm gonna call that 0. Okay, so I'll go over to my laptop here with my machine software on it, and I will 0 all right there, and then I'll get my end mill set here. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is bring my Z down a little bit, and then I'm gonna set that a 1 inch off the top. Right there. Alright, so now I can set my Z on my control here to 1 inch. Being a little bit temperamental right now. Alright, there we go. Okay. So I gotta go find my program. I got that stored on the hard drive. I think I called it Body 1. That looks good. Okay, so here we go. This will be the first time I run this through. So hopefully we won't have any mishaps. If we will, we'll catch it on tape. Do the outside of the face first. It's been a while, a few days since I've programmed it. Get you in here a little bit better. You can tell that end mill sharp. Usually the sharp end mills make a lot of squealing noise. The duller they get a little quieter, a little quieter. Unless you really load them up on a feed rate. And I've been programming all my feed rates a little conservative. I kind of like to keep my end mills in one piece. Even when they get dull, I take them out, and that way I can sharpen them up rather than break them. Now, if I was at work where I wasn't buying the end mills, yeah, I'd probably give her hell and until the end mill broke, then go get a new end mill. The difference between having to buy your end mills and just going to a tool crib and getting a new one. Unfortunately. Okay, should be going around the top area, top of the carburetor. I need to do something with my coolant. I need to put a little smaller tube on there because I don't need that much coolant. On a lot of these jobs, that I do it, not hogging anything out. So. And I can see it if I had a 3/4 inch end mill in there and running 30 inches a minute or something, but for all these little home projects that I'm doing. It's small end mills now. They don't generate enough heat to justify that much cooling. And this aluminum that I'm milling too is 7075 T657, which is, it's hard. It's almost comparable to steel. What you would say, aircraft quality. I never understood that statement, but why not just say, tell you the type of aluminum and say, yeah, that's what it is. It's milling a notch now where the air cleaner pan will sit. After this, it should pick up and do the like little clover leaf in the inside, make little bores that make it look like a 4-barrel. I didn't get much done during the week out here. By the time I get off of work, do what my wife wants me to get done, and just don't have time to get out here. Before these, oh, I see I'm going to the center here now. Hope that's right. If not, I got another block of aluminum laying somewhere, I'm sure. Start over. That looks right. Get done. This is just rough out. This is just roughing them out, so I'll come back and finish the bottom. I think I left Ted's out, finish on the bottom. Or did I? Like I say, I done this last, it was either Monday night or Tuesday night. Now it's Saturday, so I'm not exactly sure anymore. My coolant's not draining back to the tank. Supposed to look. And from here, I'll get both of the top sides done, then I'll flip it over and do the bottom side. And then from there, I'll do the open setup on the conventional mill. Mill the sides, do the barrel bore, and then drill the holes I need to drill. What a funny little job right there. what that last move was all about. A little chattery down in the bottom, but not too bad. So, okay, we will put the second one on. Make sure I get my mark to the back. And clamp her down. And it's going to do the same thing, so I am going to stop the video here, and I'll come back. I'll come back when I flip it over to the other side. We're just going to take and flip that down, keeping the red X, the mark, to the back side. And the second side, the same thing, is programmed off of the center line, so you should be able to clamp her in here. Switch programs. Z is already set. All I should have to do is switch the program and go. And that was Carb body number 2 for the program. And we'll dry run it over here just to make sure. Looks good. And we shall go. Now this is going to do the outside profile of it. That cut's kind of useless. Almost removed that cut. If I was making more, I'd probably remove that cut. Now we'll make it smaller. And that was it. So we have the bottom And we have the top. And now when we go over to the vertical mill, we'll cut this out all the way around and then drill the holes that we need to drill and bore the hole through for the throttle, and we'll be set. Okay, I got you set up over here on the vertical mill now. I've got an end mill in there, and I've got a thin parallel I'm gonna load on the back side of, or the bottom side of the carburetor. I'm gonna load on here, and I'm gonna cut this down, and I believe the dimension was 560. Let me check. Nope, 672. So what I want to do is mill this middle section down to 672 all the way around. So what I'm going to do here is, here, I'll get this over here so we can kind of get a view. Tighten my tripod up a little bit. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, what I'm going to do is I got a thin parallel on the back side here, and I'm going to load on these two edges, these flanges that we've just milled over on the NC machine. I'll just plop it in on that, and all I did was have an end mill in there, so let's just kind of eyeball it here for now. We'll have to check it and then get dimensions. Let's not take that much right away. There. And just eyeballing it to take that centered out. About there. Alright. I've got coolant in the jug here. Make a cut across there like that. Oh, got the air hose around the tripod here. All right, there we go. And now we'll flip the cutter over, or flip the carburetor. We'll flip it over and put the side we just cut down and run through there again. Oh, it would help if I run the end the right way. I say this is some nice hard aluminum. Oh, handle hit the tripod. Let me back you up. A little too close. Let's see. I'll probably zoom in a little more. There. Get a view of it. So now I can measure across these and see where I'm at. I want to be at 672, and right now I am at 825. So I got 125. 35, 45, 55, about 160 divided in half, because you're divided in half because you're taking it off both sides. So I will go up $60,000, and then I'll take a cut and see where I'm at again. Chicken, I guess I'm chicken. to take the whole thing at once. I don't know. I could, I suppose. I will on the next one though. The next one I won't back off. I'll just let her go through at the setting. Okay. Here we go. Should need more cooking. Flip it 180. Okay, where we at? We want 672 and we are at 710. So 10, 20, 30, 40. 38 thousandths divided in half is 19 thousandths, right? 10. That should put me right there. Okay. Furnace is kicking in. It's been really nice out here lately. We've had an exceptionally warm winter and hardly any snow. Normally we got a lot of snow. We don't have a lot of snow this year. Somebody else got all our snow, I guess. Plus they got most of our cold weather. Okay, you should be in an acceptable range now. Yep, 672, right on the money. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my y-axis out and get this flange. That's supposed to be 63 and I'm at 110, so I'm going to bring her out about 45 thousandths. Actually take it in 45,000. Now, yeah, the air compressor too. That the air compressor that's running right now, I had to make must have been about 5 years ago, I ended up making a connecting rod for it. And I only did that, I went down to go buy a new compressor and I looked at the prices and I go, oh, man. And I didn't want to spend that kind of money, so I figured, well, I wonder if I can fix that. So I pulled it apart, I looked at that rod and I go, well, I got nothing to lose, so I went ahead and made that rod and it's been running for 5 years now with not a hiccup. It's a little bit out of balance because I don't have the rod. I didn't take the good rod out and weigh them and set the weights or anything, so it's running a little bit out of balance. But heck, I'm living on borrowed time with it. I mean, I had 5 years worth of use out of it so far. I think it probably took me 2 hours, 3 hours to make that connecting rod. So I don't think that's too bad. Okay, now I'm gonna flip it and do the 90-degree side, but I'm not gonna move anything. I'm just gonna take it all in one cut. And I'm gonna climb cut across it so it won't I'll get a finish underneath there. And now I will need to cool it a little bit. I'm climb cutting so I don't suck that 63 thou flange in when I'm going across there. You know, because otherwise it could tend to, if I was conventional cutting it, I could end up sucking that flange, you know, in there and undersizing that, and I don't want to do that. Okay, and that should, let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, it's running a little on the heavy side, but that's okay. Okay, so there's one, and I'll do the other one now before I set it and cut this 100 thou on the back. I won't move my Z, I'll just move my Y after I do the second one here. After I do the second one, I'll move in and I'll cut that 100 thou on the bottom side of that. That way I don't have to reset up and come back and redo it again. Okay, I have to confess, I went back and made one more for a setup part. You know, I went back to the mill, the CNC. I quick squared up a block, went over to the CNC, and milled out another one just for a setup block, just in case I mess something up. So, and what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to set up and drill the throttle body, or the hole through the center of it. I could have done that over on the CNC, but I figured I gotta set up the wrong dang button here. I figured I had to set up anyway to do holes, so I figured I'd just do them all over here. And it'll kind of try to give you a shot of what I'm doing. Nothing spectacular other than dialing it in. And what I'm going to do is I got two parallels in here. I'm just going to set it in there like that. So I need to set a stop again, and I'll grab another stop here. I have several of these variations of the same thing. It fits over the back jaw, saddles the back jaw, and then you just tighten an Allen wrench up on the back side. There's two Allen screws on the back side. So what did I do with my Allen wrench? There it is. Okay. So, and they're cheap to make, easy to use, and very versatile. So I've used them for a long time. It's one of the first things I made when I was back starting in the shop, just starting. Okay, so I'm going to just butt it up against there, lightly clamp it, and get that 5/16 in out of there. We're not going to be using that. Okay. And we're going to put in a 0 3/8 drill chuck here. Actually, I'm going to not put that drill chuck in yet. I'm going to dial it in first before I put that drill chuck in there. Because I have my indicator set up with, I took the stem and I Loctited several bushings on it, so whatever collet size I have, I can usually just go ahead and put the indicator in, so that way I don't have to change the collet if I want to just put an indicator in. So bring that down, crank it over in the vicinity. Really nice outside today. I think it's around 40 degrees here, which for this area and this time of the year is darn nice. All right. Okay. I can see that gotta come out. Oh yeah, out. Just kind of eyeball it here to get it kind of close. Okay, let's go back and forth from side to side. Okay, we're at 0 there, and that is dropping off, so it's not touching here. Not, and it's just coming back there. So come out a little bit until it touches. Over here, 0, and we are about 14 under. So around 7. Okay, we're at 7. And 9 there, so 1 thou back. Let's see. And I'll re-zero it here. 0, 0, and this 0. Okay. Just a little bit. About a half a thou. That's close enough. About, well, it's right on right there. So we're set. Okay, so that's dialed in. And we'll put the drill chuck in. And put a center roll in here first. There was some posts recently on one of the message boards that I belong to about broken tips on the center drills and how to get them out. And long ago there was a gentleman that I worked with showed me a neat little trick, and it works really well. I will show you what the center drill needs to look like if I can find it. Actually, I can't find it right now. But anyway, what it is oh, right here it is. Okay, so what it is okay, if you break the tip off of the center drill, you just go ahead and grind it down so that it looks like that, you know. And then when you go back in with the same center drill, just take the same center drill, go back in, it'll tree pan around that tip, and it'll spit that tip right out. And you don't have to go through any other steps other than just grind the center drill down. And once you grind one down, just hang on to it, and if you ever break a tip, you've got the tool pre-made already, ready to go. It works really well. I'm not going to break a center drill just to show you. drill's a little dull. It could be sharpened. Okay, well there's the first one drilled. I will, okay. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. Alright, well, I will look around and try to find what I done with them. Okay, I found I had laid them over on the surface plate. So I drilled another one here.